It's IPFW Mastodon basketball, live from the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum. This broadcast of IPFW Mastodon basketball is a production of IPFW Athletics in conjunction with UPN Fort Wayne.
On a snowy Christmas weekend, we are live at Memorial Coliseum getting set for IPFW basketball here on UPN Fort Wayne. Brad Brown and Randy Schiffman here with you, getting right into it tonight with the Dons and the Maine Black Bears. And Randy, we got a good matchup as we head into the weekend.
And could it be more apropos than for having Maine here tonight? The Black Bears coming out of hibernation in this weather to play in Fort Wayne.
That's it. Not any shortage of snow around the area and some cold temperatures to go with this weekend, but we're hoping to see the Dons heat things up here tonight at the Coliseum. IPFW coming off a loss at Bowling Green on Tuesday. The Falcons an 86-70 winner over IPFW. Jason Malone leading the way with 22 points. And Randy, Jason played the best game of the season, really, and still having trouble with that hand injury.
Yeah, that was the best thing to come out of it. He scored 22 points, as he said, 5 3-pointers, and the Dons need somebody to take some of the pressure off of David Simon. He's the only guy on the team averaging in double figures. He and Quentin Butler just haven't meshed yet in the game.
Starting lineup for the Dons tonight will be the same that we've seen most of this season. Justin Hawkins, Quentin Carruthers, Bo Bauer, Quentin Butler, and David Simon as the Dons in white take the opening tip. Maine coming in at 4-4 on the season. They lost Tuesday at Providence, 104-74. So we'll talk a little more about the Black Bears as we get things started here.
By the way, the Dons short a couple of guys tonight. Only have 9 players. Pete Campbell hurt a finger at Bowling Green. He can't play. And Byron Malone is sitting out a game for disciplinary reasons.
So lineup of 9 for Coach Doug Knoll here this evening. So we'll see if they are able to kind of keep the conditioning in shape here as we go through the 40 minutes tonight.
Hey, they're young. They should be able to play all night.
They've had Christmas break this week. These guys should be plenty rested, right? Quentin Carruthers jumper there, up and good, and the Dons score first in this one.
Maybe we'll see like they did against Utah State, Brad. Do a little outside in. Remember in the first half, they shot the ball very well from the outside. Then David Simon dominated in the second half.
Maine coming out a perimeter-dominated offense. Ernest Turner, number 3, is kind of the catalyst. 21 here is Kevin Reed. He misses the 3 at the top. Rebound for Joe Campbell inside. Gets it up and under, and Mark Flavin scores there, number 20, to tie it up.
That is Flavin, not Flavin, is it? That's not the guy from Seinfeld.
6'11", senior forward. One of the big guys on the front line. Joe Campbell, 6'7", and a senior, so they go with a 3-guard lineup, so we'll see how they match up with David Simon. It looks like Flavin at 6'11" draws in 3 at the top. Simon misses that. Not sure if that's the shot that they ideally wanted. And Turner comes up with the rebound for the Bears.
When they go outside in, Simon's not the outside guy.
So he misses his first shot of the night. Flavin backing him in again, takes it in strong, and up for another 2.
Got away with that one, I think, but 2 carries on that one. Seem to be turning the ball over a bit, and we've seen the refs call that a few times already this season. They are putting a point of emphasis on this.
6'11", 251, so he and Simon are going to be a load to handle for each other here tonight as the Bears take a 4-2 advantage. Carruthers on the drive, and he got fouled on the way to the basket. So again, we'll take a look at Maine's lineup real quick. Ernest Turner, 6'2", junior guard, number 3, is a UNLV transfer. He is the team's leading scorer. Kevin Reed, 21, their other top guard, their leading 3-point shooter.
Yeah, Kevin Reed is the man who's going to fire up the threes. They get over 60% of their offense from their 3 guards. Most of the scoring inside will come off of second chance points.
Simon on the drive took it to the front of the rim, came up short, but he's going to get himself a couple of free throws in the process.
Come up short on dunks too often.
Fouled on the arm going up with it, so David Simon will get the first free throws of the night. Glad you could join us here a couple nights before the Christmas holiday, Memorial Coliseum. A hearty bunch of fans fighting the snow and turning out for this one. Simon misses on the first of 2.
And that's been a problem for the Dons pretty much all season, the free throw shooting. They've had a couple of good games, just very inconsistent.
Simon 67% on the season, splits his pair, so a 4-3 game a couple of minutes into this one.
A lot of screening going on. You saw Justin Hawkins fighting through a screen there to get up on Reed so he couldn't take an open 3.
And there's Turner with the drive. He gets his first 2.
So Turner is a slasher. He's not a great outside shooter for a guard, but he can really take it to the hoop.
Very versatile player, as we'll see as the night goes on. Carruthers misses there. Rebound. Hawkins had a hand on it. Simon corrals it. David will take it back in. Kick it to the corner now.
Good effort by the Dons there to keep that one alive and get the possession.
Bo Bauer getting one of his first touches of the night. Can't get the roll. Underneath, Flavin comes up with another board.
I talked to Bo on the 6 o'clock news tonight, and I said, man, you need to start taking some more shots. Remember against Utah State when he was hitting all the three-pointers in the first half from way outside, so maybe he'll take my advice, and maybe he'll make some. It's not just taking them, you got to make them too.
Taking the advice or taking the shots?
Both.
Both. Bauer with the basketball now. Dons down 3. Just about 3 minutes gone in this one. Quentin Butler giving him some space.
He's not going to shoot it from out there.
Taking a look now. Bauer dump off. Butler has to chase it down. Still 18 on the shot clock. Simon out on a high post now. Carruthers will take a 3 in the corner, and he hits it.
So that was Quentin Butler who shot that one.
Looking across, so first 3 for the Dons.
I don't know that he wanted to take that one, Brad, but the shot clock was going down, so that was actually a good move.
So we are even up at 6-6. As we said, the Dons with a 70 at Bowling Green. Not a bad offensive effort on Tuesday night, but they ran into a red-hot Falcons team.
And after they beat Bowling Green here last year, I guess Dan Dockich wasn't going to lose to them 2 in a row, especially at home. Remember, he got tossed here last year. He went ballistic at the end of the game.
And Simon called for an offensive foul out at the free throw line.
He put the elbow out and the forearm, so he had to call that.
Joe Campbell there hits the deck, draws the foul, and we will see the first appearance by Jason Malone on the evening.
Let's see if the heat is still on that left hand from the other night when he hit the 5 3-pointers against Bowling Green. Again, he's playing with a slight break in his left wrist, and he is left-handed, so pretty amazing that he could hit 5 threes and he could get the ball there, but he was just in the zone.
He has been quite a trooper with that injury all season long. You'll see the heavy tape on his left hand, the shooting hand, as Randy said. Go back into Flavin again against Butler, and he scores.
He's been the offense early on. Again, we weren't expecting much of them on the inside. They're mostly a perimeter team.
So Maine's big man with a couple of buckets early. 3 for 3 from the field and 6 points. And with
Carruthers going over the back. He made a bad pass and he was trying to cut in to get the ball back, pushing his man out of the way.
First personal on Carruthers. 2 team fouls each side. We've got 4 minutes gone here in the first half. Maine with an 8-6 advantage. They've hit 4 out of their first 5 shots. Flavin with 3 layups inside. He's got it again. Going for number 4. Backing in on Butler. Goes up. Fouled.
Ooh, I don't know about that call. First, Flavin, he was just backing in and bumping and bumping and bumping, and they didn't call anything. You got to call that one way or the other, and then it looked like Butler got all ball.
So Butler picks up the personal. Flavin with a couple of free throws, and we'll take our first timeout. 15:51 to go in the first half here at the Coliseum. Maine with an 8-6 advantage. Back after this break. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales. You're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
With Randy Shifter, Brad Brown here with you on UPN Fort Wayne. 8-6, Maine with the advantage early.
And you can tell that Maine is more used to the cold weather, Brad, because they're shooting 4 for 5. They're hot in the cold. The Dons just shooting 33% right now, 2 out of 6. Fortunately, one of those was a 3-pointer for the Dons.
The Black Bears coming in from Orono, Maine. That is in the southeastern part of the state. They probably saw the 8 inches of snow here and said, no big deal.
That's all.
It's an average day.
It's a heat wave.
That's small beans for them. Flavin hits the first of a pair of free throws. First substitution for the Black Bears.
7 points for him already.
Chris Bruff into the contest, another guard. Joe Campbell gets a break, so 4 guards really on the floor right now for Coach Tom Woodward. 1 out of 2 on the free throw stripe that time.
Flavin averages 4.5 points a game. He's already got 7.
So they're going inside for some easy points early and have the lead to go with it. Carruthers out there, guarded by Turner. He's got to get rid of it, and Hawkins comes out to help.
Very close to a 5-second count there.
Down to 14 on the shot clock. Bauer drives in, nice shot fake, put it up, can't get it, but he'll go to the line. Bo Bauer, as you mentioned, a little more aggressive here the first couple of minutes.
And another thing the Dons want to do tonight, anytime they're in what they call the red zone, basically the free throw line on in, 15 feet on in, they want to do a lot of shot fakes. They say the Bears will snap at those.
They did on that one, so Bauer gets a pair free throws and misses on the front end.
Yeah, Bauer having some troubles from the line this year, and this is a guy, you know, you see his form, you see him shoot from the field, you think, you know, 85, 90% easy.
73% coming in. 0 for 2 this trip. That's unusual for Bauer. Keeps our score at 9-6. Black Bears coming in 20-10 last season. Finished runner-up in the America East Conference tournament to Vermont. So a good returning core of players, and then Turner, after sitting out last year for that transfer from UNLV, has added another spark to the lineup. He has a 3 there at the top, and it's good.
He knew that one was down as soon as it left his hand. He was running back.
Pretty looking shot from the top there. Turner on the board, and it's now a 12-6 advantage.
David Simon on the bench. Could be a design play here for Quentin Butler. No,
Jason
I guess
Malone.
not.
So he gets a good drive his first time inside, and on the board with the deuce. 12-8. Now they go back inside. Flavin tipped away by Butler, and Bauer ends up with the ball. Don's trying to run. Bauer stops. Carruthers on a little curl, gets up and under, can't hit it, gets his rebound, tipped out though. Loose ball ends up in the hands of Maine.
Carruthers made a good move there, but he switched to the left hand because it looked like he was going to maybe get it blocked, but I don't think he needed to switch that one.
Bauer another steal. Out ahead, Bo stops, shot fake again, puts it up, no. The officials are taking a look. The official in the backcourt calls the travel.
That's one he might have wanted to hand off to Carruthers. They had a 2-on-1 work.
So the turnover given back to Maine. Simon back in. Take a look at Željko Edgerich making his first appearance, number 50 in white for the Dons.
Haven't seen him play much this season.
Just seen some limited minutes in 5 of the Dons' first 11 ball games.
And the Dons with only 9 players tonight, so you have to figure if you suited up tonight, you're going to sweat.
If you're wearing the uniform, expect to lace them up.
Yeah, they're going to have to wash it tonight for everybody.
That's the holiday weekend. We'll wait till Monday. 15 on the shot clock now. Turner taking his time. A little 1-4 set for the Bears. First time we've seen this tonight. Hands it off. Now the drive up and in. Bruff on the move and called for the charge.
That was a surprise right there. They called him with putting the elbow out a little. Thought Edgerich was going to get that. It was hard for him to guard that guy outside. He's not the quickest defender. It's one of those things that a lot of times you hear about the European players. They shoot the ball well, they pass well, but they don't play really good defense. I know that's what the coaches have really been working with him on.
From what we've seen from Edgerich, he's starting to kind of get the hang of it. That was the case the first couple of exhibition games and some of the stuff we saw from him early, but he's getting a little more acclimated to Coach Knoll and the system here with the Dons. Out at the top, we see Andrew Bourne into the contest here for the first time. He gets tied up with Markwood, and it's going to Maine on the arrow.
Again, it's a rule that I hate. You know, if a referee can't throw the ball up straight for a jump ball, get another referee. It's not that hard.
So the Dons with 8 players into the game already. 4 points the deficit. Maine bringing a couple players off of their bench already early on here. Kick it back out. Jason Height is number 11. He's in for the first time.
Now, Brad, this could be one of those for the Dons that when you've lost 3 in a row, you just start throwing everybody out there, see what they can do.
Exactly. Bruff on the drive, up, can't get it. Foul called. Simon and Malone both down there. Look like big David might have got him, but Malone called for the personal.
Yeah, Malone was reaching on that one, playing defense with his hands and not his feet.
First personal on Jason. 14 fouls on each side. Couple more free throws on the way for the Black Bears.
Again, some slow shooting here for the Dons right now. Not even hitting 40% of their shots. 3 out of 8. They're not getting that many shots off.
Maine's had some good looks early. 5 out of 6 from the field.
3 of them were layups.
That's right. That was for the big man Flavin early on.
And you notice since he hit those shots inside, it opened them up on the outside, and that's where they want to do most of their scoring is from the outside.
Free throw good for Bruff, 75% shooter, averaging a couple points a game on the season. He rims out the second one. So the Bears split their first 2 pairs of free throws on the night. They have a 5-point advantage. And a little foul out at the top.
That's one of those silly fouls. The guy's 40 feet away from the basket. He's not going to score from there unless it's, you know, the end of a half and you're going to throw a shot up. But
you know, Malone's been hot lately, though. You never know. 5th personal on Maine. Simon out there now. He's taking a look. Bourne with it. Malone again. He'll put up another 3. Can't get the roll. Rebound for Bruff.
You know what? That's a good shot, though, for Malone, the way he's been shooting it the last game and a half. Just, hey, find out if you're hot early.
They go back into their big man, Flavin, and there's the call. Edgerich taking another bump. Pretty easy call there against the big man. You
know, Brad, that's very similar to what Flavin did earlier, except this time he had the elbow out a little instead of just sticking his butt in there. So that's, you know, the ref sees the arm sticking out, and they're going to call that 99% of the time on the offensive play.
So Jelko getting himself a good couple of minutes to start things off. Don's trying to cut into a 5-point deficit now. Couple of minutes without a field goal. Carruthers on to drive up. He's fouled.
Good
back to the line.
Move. Made a little curl off of the pick. Wide open for the layup.
Seen Quentin do that a couple times here in the first half, so he'll earn himself a chance at 2 points here.
And he's such an explosive player. You want to see him taking the ball to the basket. Don's just 1 out of 4 from the line right now.
Carruthers gets that one.
The reverse jinx working again.
Very nice. 65% on the season. We see Maine bringing number 40 into the game. This is Ali Avaniami, 6'10" sophomore from Finland into the contest. A little international flavor on both sides of the lineup here this evening. Edgerich from Split, Croatia. 2 for 2 for Carruthers.
Split, one of the hotbeds of basketball in all of Europe.
A lot of talent has come out of there.
Tony Kukoc.
Yep, absolutely.
I think Vlade Divac is from there as well.
From that region, you bet. Deflection underneath on the drive. The Black Bears will get it. 13-10.
A lot of man-to-man defense tonight. You pretty much have to do that against this 3-guard offense with the slashers.
Turner on the drive, up and under. Nice move there. Ernest Turner with his second field goal.
That's his game right there. That's what he wants to do. Take it inside.
3rd field goal actually on the night. The lead goes back to 5. Jason Malone loses the handle here in the corner.
Dribble it right off of his foot.
Defense from Markwood. Good matchup there. Chris Markwood, 6'3" senior from Maine.
That's where the tape on the hand and the wrist comes into play. I think more than the shooting is you're trying to control the ball because you really can't spread your fingers out when you're dribbling.
I imagine you probably can't quite get the feel on the basketball that you'd like to get just right either. Jumper 3, Bruff hits. Second 3 for the Bears. The lead goes to 8.
And they're not known as a great 3-point shooting team. Right now, 7 out of 9 for Maine. They're still shooting almost 80% on the ball game.
Don's kind of feeling maybe like they did Tuesday night when Bowling Green shot 79% for the first half. Bourne in the corner, long on his 3-point attempt.
Don's definitely been running into some hot shooting teams.
Markwood on the drive, pass to Bruff, good for the easy deuce. Makes it 20-10 as the Bears score in transition and a timeout.
Just a 30-second timeout. Coach Knoll couldn't wait for the media timeout because all of a sudden they're down by 10 points. That's a very good timeout.
So a little run here from Maine of a 7-0 run.
Once again, though, the Dons they're not getting the shots they want right now. I'm surprised they're not pounding the ball inside to David Simon. He hasn't really had that many touches early in the game.
Simon with just 1 field goal attempt early in this one. That was a 3-pointer at the top.
Well, yeah, he had one other one where he missed the dunk and he got the 2 free throws. Right. But they really have been running the plays for him so far. I think, too, that right now Doug Knoll is very upset with the Dons defense. That was a pretty easy fast break right there. Guys just weren't getting back.
Maine getting up and down in a hurry that time around. So they've doubled up by PFW here as we're approaching the midway point of the first half in this one.
You want to be in the holiday spirit, but you don't want to give up layups.
Not in a giving mood. Yes. Not quite like that.
Dons need to do something, too, to get the crowd into this game. It's very, very quiet in there right now.
I think everybody's subdued by the snow on the ground outside. A little bit of the winter blahs going on in here this evening. Jumper at the top. Good shot there for Carruthers, for Butler, rather. Excuse me. Got like Quentin's backwards tonight.
That's 5 for the Chief. They like to call Big cue, the Chief.
Good shot from 17 feet away, so the Dons getting off a bit of a schneid there.
They needed that one badly, too. Took a little run there by the Black Bears.
Markwood gets a little space, drives, and gets it.
Went one-on-one, then it was one-on-two, and he laid that in right over David Simon. Not an easy thing to do.
Markwood's first field goal puts it back to a 10-point margin at 22-12.
He's their third leading scorer, right about 10 points a game.
Get it inside to Malone. He gets it over to Simon. A little shot fake. Ooh. He'll get a couple of free throws. The big man, Avaniami, hit the floor trying to block that shot.
Once again, though, the Black Bears going for the shot fake inside the free throw line.
And that'll be another timeout here at the 10:20 mark of the first half. 22-12 the advantage for Maine. A couple free throws for the Dons when we come back. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne. Yeah, this is our 60.
Have everything you need, paper, pencils.
We only ask that you do your best.
And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
I'm Randy Shippen here at Memorial Coliseum. Don's down 10, going to the free throw line. David Simon getting physical down underneath here in the first half.
Yeah, he was doing what the coaches want him to do. Shot fakes inside. He'll get the ball here from Jason Malone. He just grabbed onto his shoulder. You know, that's one they really should call an intentional foul because the player never went for the ball. He grabbed his shoulder.
First of a pair, up and good for Simon. Second point on the contest.
He hit his last two free throws after missing the first one. Now he's up to his average, 67%.
6'10", 265, and a senior on the program. So he's going to be a handful tonight for Avaniami at 6'10", 241. We already talked about Flavin tonight, 6'11", 251. So we got some wide bodies out there tonight.
Flavin back in the game. He just walked by the table. He is big. When you see him up close, he's really big.
Right in front of us here, down by the main bench.
Justin Hawkins checking back in. Quentin Carruthers getting a breather. With only 9 guys, there will be plenty of substituting tonight.
Keep the rotation going pretty swiftly here for Coach Knoll as the evening goes on. Down to 15 on the shot clock. Ruff with it again, deflection. Malone got a hand on it. Loose ball. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Don's ball.
Excellent defense. Getting in the passing lanes, forcing the Black Bears offense much higher than they want to run it.
So just passing the halfway mark here in the first half. Maine had a 7-0 run just a few minutes ago to put them up 10.
You notice, Brad, since Doug Knoll called that timeout to get the defense squared away, the Dons are on a 6-2 run. They've played much better defense the last 3 times that the Maine's had the ball.
Simon with a nice little move inside, getting the big man off his feet again, cuts it to half a dozen.
And finally getting the ball underneath. He didn't touch the ball much early on.
Now the defense. See if they can get another stop here. Turner trying to make it happen. Blocked out of there by Simon. He gets it, throws it ahead. Bauer on the run, gets out ahead of 2 defenders. Blocked from behind though. Bruff getting back. And now back the other way, and the Bears throw it away.
Bauer needed to lay that one up a little higher. If he had put the ball over the rim, that would have been goaltending, but he laid it just short of the rim, and the defender was able to knock it away without the call.
So a little end-to-end action for the first time here tonight.
I'm almost surprised Bauer didn't dunk that. He can dunk the ball. I've seen him dunk it before, but maybe his timing might have been just a little off.
Had a couple of defenders creeping up behind him. Jason Malone takes it into traffic. Can't get the roll. Rebound. Torn out of there.
He took a shot to the face when he was going in.
Almost came up with a steal there. Turner got out ahead of him. Joe Campbell now. Bruff. Pull up from 15. No. Campbell comes diving in. Bauer had position.
Yeah, Flavin definitely was over the back on that one.
They'll call it on 32. Joe Campbell coming in, flying in for the rebound there.
Oh, they did call it on Campbell. Okay.
The Dons are.
It sure looked like number 20.
They had all kinds of bodies down there. So team foul number 8, actually number 9 now. So the Dons will get a 1-and-1 and pretty quickly going to be in the double bonus on that next foul.
They can start hitting some free throws. At least they're going on a little run now here, 6-2, pending the free throws.
Bauer got that one. There's a little more of the stroke we're used to seeing from Bo.
And maybe that'll get him relaxed a little. He's missed a couple shots already, missed a couple of free throws. I'm sure he was surprised that he had his layup on a breakaway blocked.
First point on the night for Bauer. And got the nice roll that time. So 2 for 2 on that trip.
The Dons really need somebody to step up and become a secondary scorer behind David Simon. You got to have at least a couple of guys scoring in double figures. You really want to have 3.
Simon with 5 tonight. Carruthers has 4. Butler 5 as well. Dons down by 4. Defense done a nice job the last couple times down the floor. They go back into Flavin. Simon with a tip out though.
Good overplay by Simon. Yeah, that's what they call the 3-quarter post, where you have a hand in front of the guy to knock the ball away like that. Very nicely done.
15 on the shot clock for Maine.
Again, they're forcing the offense out very high.
Way out with it now. Turner working around. Bruff again. Hawkins cuts him off. Baseline shot. That's a rough one. And Malone gets the board.
Man, has the defense picked up in the last 5 minutes.
After a timeout there a few minutes ago. It's looking good. Malone puts up a 3. Jason missed it short. And it's going to fall out of bounds.
He didn't look comfortable on that shot. And you can see him staring at his hand afterwards. Could be a little more paint tonight. I know this might sound funny to say, but it could be the cold weather. Could be affecting it a little.
Sure.
It's not exactly warm in here either. It's pretty cool.
It's a little brisk tonight. And, of course, that quick turnaround Tuesday, Thursday, just the one off night between games this week for the Dons.
The one advantage is they're out of school right now, so they're not studying.
Well, maybe studying a little, just not directly.
They're done with finals.
There you go. 15 on the shot clock. Turner with it now. Back over to Reed, trying to get it into Bruff and stolen away. Bauer comes up with another one. See what he does this
time overplaying it.
Pull up. Got it. Bauer picking up some heat now, and it's a 2-point ball game.
10-2 run. Maine taking the timeout this time to stem the tide a bit. 30-second timeout.
On an 8-0 run, so a short timeout here for the Bears. 7:27 on our first half clock.
And we talk about the offense so much, so the Dons are having trouble scoring. We're at 20-10. But so often when you pick up the defensive intensity, it creates the offense. Like on that very last play, Hawkins with the overplay, knocks away the ball, creates the fast break. Bauer winds up with the easy 12-footer. It's the offense created by the defense. In fact, I think we're going to take a look at that one again.
Well, we'll take another look at it then.
Some happy fans there, though I don't think that IU fan was happy from last night. What happened at the end of that ball game?
They're happy.
Here you see Bauer on the one-man break. Wasn't going to take it to the rim that time, but it was a smart move because the man was right in front of him.
So Bauer with a field goal, couple of free throws here in the first half. 4 points. Dons balancing the scoring out. 5 players adding up to those 20 points. 5, 5, 4, 4, and 2 on the points column.
That's a good thing. Their field goal percentage still at 38%. However, Maine's, this is going to sound funny, it slipped to 69%. It was at 82% a couple of minutes ago.
Missed their last 2 shots after a 9 of 11 start.
But they're also turning it over now. They have 7 turnovers already. They average 19 a game, so this is the kind of stuff that you expect out of the Black Bears.
And another steal.
Make that 8 turnovers.
Butler coming up with that one. Push it ahead to Carruthers. He's thinking about driving against the big man. Puts it back out to Bauer. Dump it into Simon. He takes it in. Up. No. Tipped around. Bruff the board.
Two down. The 2 Quintons tipped that one. Neither one could get control of the ball.
4 hands in there. Couldn't come up with it. Bears now on a scoreless streak of about 3 minutes now. Go to the corner. Bruff. That one way long. Flavin loses it out of bounds. Almost took out a cheerleader. Wow.
Here comes 260 pounds at you.
That'll send him to the seats. It's going to send us to our next timeout. 6 minutes, 38 seconds to go. First half here at the Coliseum. Dons down just 2. We'll take another break. Be back. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Dons trailing here, 6:38 to go in the first half.
You know, Brad, when we went to break, we were talking about the Dons not shooting the ball so well, 35%. However, they're shooting 70% from the line, and they've had 10 free throw attempts already, so 7 points from the line. That's a big, big plus for the Dons, and they've also forced 8 turnovers in the first 13 and a half minutes. That's terrific defense, especially in about the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Another number that looks good right now, only 3 turnovers for the Dons.
Yeah, their goal every game is 7 or less.
Bauer from 17 misses. Turner with the rebound.
After making a couple of free throws and a tough jumper, he was starting to feel it a little. That's a good time to start to keep shooting.
32, move it! Turner gets it back now. Carruthers might have turned an ankle last trip down. He's a little tender on the left ankle, it looks like. He's hopping around out there. Flavin against Edgerich. Took him to the hole that time.
That's just no contest right there. So he's got about 60 pounds on him, and he's got a lot more experience playing inside.
4 for 4 from the field, all pretty much like that one. 9 points to lead all scorers right now.
Doubled the season average in the first 14 minutes.
That ends a scoreless streak of about 4 minutes. Butler with a nice fadeaway in the lane.
That was one tough shot. Butler playing his best game right now since David Simons returned to the lineup. Without question, this is his best game.
Pretty little move there. Teams trade baskets. They go back to Flavin again. Hawkins comes to help this time. Tip in, though, by Abaniami.
He made the great move, because when your man goes to help on defense, go right to the basket, you're going to be open. Smart play.
The young man from Finland getting his first 2 points.
I'm just going to call him Abba.
That's close enough.
Like the band.
Missed by Butler. Coming back the other way for the Bears. David Simon coming back to the scorer's table. He'll come in the next stop. Turner for 3. Missed that one. Butler coming in. Another nice rebound.
Good time to put Simon back in, since they just got burned twice inside. You missed that physical presence.
Bauer again, that one short.
Just short on that one. Sort of gator-armed it a little.
Reed all by himself got the rebound. Still a 4-point advantage for Maine. They go back inside. Hawkins with a little tip.
And he's shaking his head. Yeah, I know, I got him. He sort of smacked him in the head a little. But again, that's the defense they want to play. They're trying to overplay the pass.
Justin giving up 4 inches to Abaniami in there, trying to help him out of the post. Edgerich back to the bench, so Simon in. So that's a step up for the Dons defensively in particular.
Only 5 team fouls on IPFW, so still 2 away from the bonus. A little break so Hawkins can tie his shoe.
Markwood on the inbound, send it out to the top. Back to the post. Over Hawkins again. Swatted out by Simon. Maine wanted a goaltend.
I think that was a goaltend.
Perhaps.
The only problem was it was never going to get to the basket. It was so short that it was on its way down, but it was way underneath the rim already, so maybe that's what the refs were thinking.
Probably, at best, an air ball.
Yeah, Simon would have been better off just to grab the ball.
Might have skimmed the rim there, but Simon gets a good-looking swat anyway.
I don't think that was close to the rim.
15 to shoot for Maine. No, might have been a shot chance, but I think Markwood was looking to pass it over the top.
Yeah, but Fladden thought he was going to shoot the ball, so he had already turned and went to the rim to try to get the offensive rebound.
A little miscommunication and the 9th turnover for the Bears.
Can't blame the big guy for that one.
So the Dons scored the first 2 points in this, haven't led since, but have gotten it back down to just a couple possessions here.
So a 4-point deficit, a lot better than the 10 that it was just a few minutes ago.
Carruthers got hung up there. Simon, 12 to shoot. David on the drive, stops, pops, might have been deflected. Kicked out of there by Maine.
You got to figure that one was it, because he's not going to leave it short from 4 feet.
Markwood trying to drive, gets fouled by Jason Malone. That'll be Jason's second personal and take us to our next timeout. 3 minutes, 49 seconds to go here in the first half. Downs trailing just by 4. We'll be back with more after this break. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Mom, Dad, You know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Maine the advantage. 3:49 to go in the first half. Brad Brown and Randy Shipman here with you a couple nights before the Christmas holiday.
There was some good shooting for a small stretch there. Now the Dons have dropped down to 32% and Maine down to 58%.
Still only the 3 turnovers in this first 16 minutes, though, for IPFW.
And forcing 9 turnovers. Don's rebounding the ball pretty well as well. 5 steals of those turnovers. Again, they're just overplaying every passing lane possible.
Finally have kind of offset that hot shooting start. Maine hit 9 of their first 11 shots. The big man Avaniami to the hole. Simon and Butler there on the defense.
I think he got Quentin Crothers. Wow. No, David Simon. He held up 5 twice.
Second foul on David.
He's going to have to be careful. You don't want to have 3 in the first half.
Still 3:46 to play here before the break. We'll have the Centennial Wireless halftime report coming up at the middle point of our contest tonight. Stick around for that. We'll take a look at stats from the first half.
Black Bears 3 out of 5 from the line now. Not too bad.
Ali Avaniami from Vasa, Finland hits 2 for 2 on his trip.
Very nice form on those free throws.
Big 6'10" sophomore. So the lead goes back to half a dozen. Butler from 16 hits.
You can tell he's got the confidence in his shot now. 4 out of 6 tonight.
He's leading the Dons with 9 points. Tied for high honor here in the first half.
Surprisingly, he only has 1 rebound.
Spreading the floor now. Do the Bears. Taking a little time here. Got a couple of big men down working the post with Flavin and Avaniami.
And Malone was caught down there in a bad mismatch because Butler's guarding one of the guards.
10 to shoot. Mark Wood. He's got Simon out there on the defense. Swing it around to Reed. 3, no good. Good position for Malone and a nice board.
Great box out. There's a guy 6'2" blocking out a guy 6'10".
6'10" and a load. 250, 260 for the big man.
And Reed, who took that 3-pointer, that's the guy the Black Bears want shooting a 3-pointer. He is their best outside threat.
Malone, little dish to Butler. Can't get it. Rebound ends up in the hands of Turner. He'll want to push. Bauer back on the D. Up and under. No call. Everybody hit the deck there.
That's one of those you expect to call one way or the other, but I guess the refs just didn't think it had any effect on the play.
Bauer's down a shoe. So I'm tossing to the side. So Bauer's playing with only the left shoe right now. He's got to wait for the next stoppage before he can saddle back up.
Jason Malone, after that hot game at Bowling Green with the 22 points and the 5 3-pointers, only 1 out of 5 tonight. Great position by David Simon there. You notice how he held his ground, just put his arms up, didn't jump, didn't cause any contact.
Knew he has those 2 personals. Down to the final 2 minutes here. Brothers holding his position. Great matchup here between Quentin and Turner.
Justin Hawkins is at the scorer's table ready to check in. He's also got the extra shoe for
Simon on the rebound. And I think that might be that 3rd personal.
That's the one thing Dons didn't want to happen in first half.
So Simon will have to be seated with 1:48 left. Hawkins coming in to replace him, so that's an even tougher break because he was coming right in for that substitution.
And not only does Simon pick up his 3rd foul, 2 free throws, or 1 and 1 coming up here.
Said Flavin to the line, shoot the bonus. He hit 4 layups in about the first 10 minutes of this contest.
Again, all the points they're getting out of him tonight are basically bonus points. He's got 10 right now. This is a guy who averages 4.5 a game. The Dons, after making that nice run, cutting the lead to 2, have had trouble scoring. The Dons have only scored 2 since then, outscored 8-2.
The lead goes back to 6 for Maine with 1:45 to go here in the first. Malone and Hawkins working it out at the top. Jason goes into Butler. Back out to Bauer, good shot fake, and can't convert. Butler had it, loose ball. And I think, can I get Butler on the foul?
No, he's going to get the shots.
Butler's going to be the shooter, and it's going to be Flavin with the personal.
So again, Bauer with the shot fake inside the free throw line. Bears biting on it every time. Double bonus now for Quentin Butler.
Foul number 10, that has been something from the scouting report that Randy mentioned, that they've held true. Get a lot of airtime with those defenders getting off their feet. Dons have taken advantage.
Butler looking, I believe this would be the first time he'd have a double-figure game since Simon came back.
And there it is. Hits the freebie, point number 10. And there was that shot fake again by Bauer. Nice move there, and you can see the foul on the rebound.
Yeah, when you get the little guy in there against the big guy's usually going to get the call.
2 for 2.
11 points now for the Chief.
Don's 9 of 12 from the line here in the first half.
So that's keeping him in the game.
Helping it out, down just 4.
Surprisingly, only 1 3-pointer for IPFW so far, and the Dons have only attempted 5.
Trying to work that inside game. Brough taking it all the way down. It's back out to Reed. Back to the post. Good ball movement. Backing it in.
They are very physical under the basket. Clear out a lot of space.
Nice series of passes there. And Markwood ends up with the 3.
That time he shot the ball. He didn't try to dump it inside to the big guy who wasn't looking.
Third 3 for the Bears. The lead goes to 7 as we're under a minute. Carruthers, loose ball, still loose. Bauer's going to run it down.
Great hustle.
Still 20 on the shot clock.
Get one off quickly here, you get an extra possession.
Hand off to Butler, still 40 on the game clock. And Malone. Bauer puts up the 3 at short. Hawkins runs it down though. Good shot fake again. Fouled from behind.
But Bauer that time, shot clock was running out. He had to get something up there. Heads up play by Justin Hawkins to grab the air ball / pass.
Ended up working out all right as Justin would go to the line.
And Hawkins paying attention to the coaches, using the head fake, drew the foul.
Justin's first trip to the line tonight, looking for his first points as well. 56% shooter on the season. Good look on that one, though. Andrew Bourne will come back in for the final half minute. Jason Malone with a couple of fouls. You see Hawkins there, the nice play underneath. Get himself a second free throw.
Dons with some, again, shooting under 30% from the floor. Very fortunate to be down just 5 points right now. When you're shooting 30% and the other team is shooting 52%, you would figure you're down by 15.
Dons have an 11-6 edge at the line, so that's helped things out here. Still down 5, and it looks like Maine's going to try for the final shot here with 20 seconds left in the half. Turner with it. That's the guy they want running the show.
Look for him to take it. I got a feeling he's going to drive. If he gets an open shot, he'll take it. If not, he'll just lay it off.
Down to 6. Go to Reed. And a deflection. Bauer with a good look. He gets
and that's
fouled.
a really not smart play by Ernest Turner. There's 2 seconds to go. Bauer was just trying to get control of the ball, and he just would have had to heave it from half court. Now he's going to get 2 free throws.
So a break for the Dons. Chance to get a couple more from the charity stripe here as we wind down the half.
Dons could go into the locker room down just 3. That would be pretty amazing, shooting 30%. They've only turned it over 3 times, though, which is huge, and 10 turnovers for the Black Bears, which is about their pace. They average 19 a game.
That was the 6th steal of the first half for IPFW. And Bauer, 1 out of 2. Still a couple seconds. Heave-ho for Brough. It'll be wide right, and that takes us to halftime. So not an overly impressive offensive first half for IPFW, but getting to the line to score a dozen times keeps it to just a 4-point margin at the break. 33-29 the advantage for the Maine Black Bears. We're going to take a timeout as we get set for our Centennial Wireless halftime report. We'll be back to the Coliseum with a look at first half stats and more after this. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
everything you need. Paper, pencils.
We only ask that you do your best.
I made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, president of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
Hi. I was wondering if you wanted to go out maybe or something, if you had time.
I can tell by your excitable behavior and verbal faux pas that you have generalized anxiety with paranoid tendencies. It would never work.
Okay, thanks.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have a program that covers politics, new technology, and curing the blues. We'll learn who the real winners and losers were in the 2004 elections, how a new technology is allowing a local filmmaker to preserve her heritage, and how to recognize the signs of those holiday blues. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
IPFW 29 on our Centennial Whalers halftime report. Brad Brown here with you. The Dons just 30% from the field in the first half, but a dozen free throws. Keep it a minute. Randy's got a pair of guests for us here tonight. We'll go to him courtside now with that. Randall.
Thank you very much, Brad. Happy holidays again, everybody. With me right now, Matt Guy from Centennial Whalers. Reedy, he's the general manager of UPN Fort Wayne and WNBTV. What do you guys get out of that being sponsored?
Some technical difficulties here on our halftime show. Randy's going to trying to get our microphone issues taken care of on our halftime report. 33-29, the advantage for the Maine Black Bears. We'll see some of the festivities going on here at our halftime show. We got some twirlers here from Allen County performing, and we're going to have another couple holiday performances here a couple nights before our Christmas holiday comes to us here. We're going to take a time out here. We'll take our break at halftime here from Memorial Coliseum, come back and see if we can get things straightened out on our UPN Fort Wayne telecast. We've also got some first half statistics to take care of, and we'll get things set up for our second 20 minutes of action. Black Bears of Maine making a big run early. We're up by 10, but IPFW came back, got it down to 2. and it is 4 at the halftime break, 33-29 the advantage. Take a break of a couple minutes, be back at the Coliseum with more after this. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, President of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have a program that covers politics, new technology, and curing the blues. We'll learn who the real winners and losers were in the 2004 elections, how a new technology is allowing a local filmmaker to preserve her heritage, and how to recognize the signs of those holiday blues. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Okay, we're back here at Memorial Coliseum at halftime. We think we've got things sorted out. Now, Randy has our general manager, Alan Reeby, and Matt Karst from Centennial Wireless are his guests, and they're going to chat some hoops now courtside. Randy, go ahead.
Live television, you just have to love it. See, that's why you know it's live, because if it weren't, everything would be perfect. You got Matt Karst from Centennial Wireless, the involvement with IPFW. You guys get a lot out of this, don't you?
Oh, we get a ton out of it. We got over 350 employees that just love coming out and always pulling for them. Not just the Dons basketball, which is fun, exciting, but also, you know, their volleyball. They got an awesome volleyball program. Their soccer is unbelievable. I got to get out and see.
Biggest thing in the country.
It is. So, and the women's programs all across the board. You know, the baseball, all of it. So it's not just about the basketball for us. It's really about supporting the Dons athletics, and we've been doing it even before they went D1 for basketball here. So now that they are, I just enjoy getting out here and seeing top-notch basketball. And any fan that was out for the Utah State game a couple weeks ago knows the Dons can compete. And I hope tonight they can keep it close, hit their free throws down the stretch, hit a few big ones. Yeah, hit a few big ones down the stretch and come out of here with a W.
But I noticed too, Centennial's involved in a lot of things in the community, and I would think that that's one of the big things that you do at Centennial is make sure you are involved in your community.
Yeah, we have to hustle a little harder, I think, when it comes to the community from a corporate standpoint, because we just can't out-advertise, you know, the big boys, you know, the Nextels and the AT&T Wirelesses and the Sync Sprint. They spend more, frankly, in a month than we might in 6 months. So we got to do it really more with the hometown feel and getting out there and supporting the community and hoping that means a lot to the people in Fort Wayne that we're doing that.
And the man who's bringing you the basketball on one of your hometown stations, General Manager Al Reeby from UPN and WANA-TV. What are we getting out of this?
Well, we're getting a great opportunity to associate with a Division I basketball team, an up-and-coming program in Indiana, and then putting college basketball on the air in Fort Wayne. This has always been a great college basketball town, and it gets more people to notice, hey, there's something new in town. on television, the UPN programming, and college basketball.
And before the mic went dead, you had some great advice for the second half, so you do the commentary now. What they need to do.
They just need to hit the basket. The field goal percentage has been down. I don't know what the stats are, but watching the shooting, especially in that 10 to 12, 15-foot area, they just need to go to the basket and make a few more buckets in the second half. It seems like the state of Indiana has been ice cold for a month after watching Purdue and IU and some of the other programs, and I know they can do it. They shot very well the second half against Utah State a couple of weeks ago, and I'm confident that they can get it done tonight.
It's what we like to call the lost art of the mid-range jumper. Alan Reeby, I'll see you at work tomorrow. Happy holidays, Matt. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you very much.
All right, Brad, back to you over at the desk.
Okay, thank you very much, Randy. Halftime here, 33-29 is our score. Maine the advantage. We've had a couple halftime performances here this evening. Our first group was from Allen County Twirlers, a big group of young ladies there. And we're taking a look at some singers and dancers from DeKalb High School up in Waterloo. They've got a group of about a dozen performing here this evening with Santa and Mrs. Claus. Nice little holiday performance here tonight. We're putting together some of our statistics here from the first half of tonight's contest. And as we take a look at things, the early advantage kind of went back and forth between the two teams as Randy joins us back here at the desk. Maine took a half a dozen point lead at 12-6, and then they went on a bit of a run of a 10-6 run. All of a sudden it was 22-12 about midway through the first half. Coach Knoll took a timeout, and then the Dons, just all of a sudden the defense clicked, and for whatever reason, Maine went cold from the field.
And that was the difference. When the defense started playing better, that made the offense play better because they created some easier shots. But, you know, our general manager, Alan Reeby, is a pretty smart guy. First, you got to be a pretty smart guy to be a general manager of two television stations. But he talked about the shooting. The Dons shooting 30%, and Maine, which was shooting over 80%, now down to 50%. 50% is still good, but the Black Bears have gone pretty cold in the last half of the first half, mostly because the Dons causing so many turnovers. 10 turnovers in the first half, 6 steals for the Dons. Maybe that's the best news. You look at IPFW, Brad, as I just said, only shooting 30%, but 6 steals, forcing 10 turnovers, only turning it over 3 times themselves. That's right on their goal, because 7 is their goal for the game. And also 12 out of 16 from the line. That's 75%. That is tremendous for the Dons, because they're usually right around 60% from the line.
So we're getting a look at some of those numbers now. You can see that rebound advantage for Maine. They put some of those big bodies down underneath and just really physical down there with Flavin, Olivanami. Those guys have really been down there beating on the Dons for lack of a better term. And for the most part, it's going to be that free throw number, and then of course the turnover number that we don't see there. As you said, 10-3 is probably what's keeping IPFW in it right now.
And that's one of the reasons that the rebounding stats look so bad for IPFW with only 14. But when you're getting steals, those are rebounds that you're not going to get. When you're shooting free throws, those are rebounds you're not going to get, especially when you're shooting and making the free throws. So that can be a little misleading. But the Dons have to pick up the shooting in the second half. You would think they'd have to shoot at least 45% in the second half. And the three-pointers, only 1 out of 6. That's very surprising for IPFW.
Bauer with 4 of those 6 steals in the first half, leading the way on the defensive side. And, you know, we take a look at things, we look back to that Bowling Green game on Tuesday night. It was just kind of an eerie reminiscent of that game. 9 of 11 start here. Bowling Green was 23 of 29 from the field to start that game. And yet the Dons, a 16-point loss, not great at Bowling Green. And here only down by 4, really a couple of decent performances.
Right, and even going back to the Butler game, the Dons were only down 12 points with 12 minutes to go. Then Butler just got red hot, and all of a sudden it's a 30-point game. And, you know, Butler, Hinkle Fieldhouse, they get on a roll. You're dead. You're just dead there.
Yeah, and they really took advantage of that down the stretch. So
we have an elongated halftime here tonight because we're having a little Christmas pageant.
It was nice.
Some of the
kids from
leaving
DeKalb High School performing here tonight at halftime on the Coliseum floor. So
and that's winter white, so they're allowed to wear it.
Is that what it is?
It's not a fashion faux pas. That is winter white.
After Labor Day. So there's some of the young ladies and the young guys from Waterloo and the Auburn area coming down here to perform for us here tonight.
That's close to Butler, isn't it?
That's up around my neck of the woods. Yeah, very nice for them to make the drive trudging through the snow up in DeKalb County. So we're glad you folks could tune in if you're holed up amongst our winter storm for some basketball with us here tonight. We take a look at some of the other numbers.
Worst stat from the first half, Brad, 3 fouls on David Simon.
And
that's one that could really come back to bite the Dons.
Well, and especially we look at that third foul with about 3 minutes to go there.
Right.
His substitution was sitting at the table ready to go, and he got it on a rebound underneath there.
Yeah, I don't want to say that it was a silly foul, but it's one that Simon was very, very surprised that they made the call because there's been a lot of contact that hasn't been called, and on that particular play, it didn't look like there was a lot of contact, and then they called it.
So foul that they might want back somewhere down the
Simon
stretch.
only 4 shots in the first half. Well, actually, he took 6. Twice he got fouled, so that doesn't count as a shot attempt. But he's just not getting as many touches as I expected in the first half.
From here, the Dons will be hitting the road again for their next contest. Take the Christmas weekend off, of course, and then Tuesday it's a road trip and another tough one, taking the trip down to Cincinnati to take on Xavier.
Xavier, year in, year out, one of the top programs in the country. I mean, that's when Pete Gillen was there, they were giant killers.
Very impressive team again, and then another impressive team, January 2nd, playing at Marquette.
Travis Diener, one of the top 3 guards in the country.
Absolutely.
He is absolutely a fabulous player.
That is a Sweet 16 or better quality team in there that they'll be making the trip to Marquette. Our next home game here at the Coliseum and our next broadcast on UPN Fort Wayne comes up on January 5th. That's a week from Wednesday night. Middle Tennessee State will be the opponent here at the Coliseum. Pat Hoffman will be back in the seat for that one.
Brad Knoll, Coach's son, will be making his debut on that contest as well.
We're glad to be having him along here for a couple of our UPN Fort Wayne telecasts. And there's that 8 o'clock tip-off that night. Check the start time there. They'll have the back end of a doubleheader here with the women playing a game at 6, the men at 8, and that'll be our next live telecast on UPN Fort Wayne.
One of the things I wonder about a game like this is that finals just ended. Everybody else in school is on Christmas break. You just played a game Tuesday. Now you turn around, you're playing again on Thursday. You know after the game, most of these kids are going to be driving home to see their families, and you just wonder if maybe their minds aren't wandering just a tad.
Just perhaps. We showed you the graphic there. The women's game on the 5th at 6 o'clock will be on College 56 for you folks watching us on Comcast Cable here in Allen County. We're going to take another timeout, get set for the second 20 minutes of this one. 33 for Maine, 29 for IPFW, and we'll get set for second half action after another timeout. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best.
I made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, president of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have a program that covers politics, new technology, and curing the blues. We'll learn who the real winners and losers were in the 2004 elections, how a new technology is allowing a local filmmaker to preserve her heritage, and how to recognize the signs of those holiday blues. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Halftime winding down here at Memorial Coliseum. Maine 33, IPFW 29. Brad Brown, Randy Shipman here with you on UPN Fort Wayne, getting set for second 20 minutes of action in this one. Don struggling from the field, but making up for it with some solid defense and a dozen free throws. 6 steals in the first half, only 3 turnovers. So just some of those other little numbers are adding up very well for IPFW and keeping them in a contest that they trailed by 10 points 10 minutes in. It was very much in favor of Maine early on. They got some great looks inside in the first 4 or 5 minutes. 9 of 11 from the field to start. Cooled off actually 3 of 13 after that hot start. So that's a pretty impressive number.
Clamped down after that. It's going to be interesting to see if we'll see passive-aggressive David Simon, though he's not even starting the second half. Probably Coach Noel will wait till about first 5 minutes or so to put him back in. Try to buy some time.
3 fouls on Simon, a couple of fouls on a couple other guys. Butler can't get it, tipped around a couple times. Maine pulls it out of there by Kevin Reed.
Part of the decision to not start Simon the second half might also be because Butler played so well in the first half, 11 points, his best game in quite a while.
So Maine goes right back where they started the first half to Flavin inside. He has 13 points now to lead all scorers. Butler had 11 for IPFW. He was the leading scorer in the first half for the Dons.
Maine throwing a little 3/4 court pressure on the Dons that time. First time we've seen that tonight.
Trying to go inside, double team, tipped out. Dons will keep it. 14 on the shot clock.
That was a break. Joe Campbell came over and really made a nice play, double teaming quickly on Quentin Butler.
So inbound right in front of the Dons bench. Be Jason Malone to trigger in. Bauer goes to the post. Butler taking a look. Little one-on-one here against Flavin. Up and over and can't get it. Good look.
He likes the little fadeaway. He was dropping in the first half.
Had a couple of those in the first half that were very nice. And on the move, Flavin again, 2 in a row.
This is the problem without David Simon when you don't have the big presence on the inside.
Maine's feeling it. A little more pressure back here, trying to force the issue for the Dons. Trying to not let him make a run. Reed pulls it away. Bears trying to run. Dish over to Turner. Up, can't. Reed the rebound. Hits it.
Dons need a timeout.
First 6 points of the half go to Maine. It's a 10-point game once again. 39-29. Coach Noel wants a break. So just a minute and a half in, and it's getting away quickly.
This is just a terrible start to the first half, or the second half, excuse me. Jason Malone just handed the defender the ball on the one, and Maine is just hitting the boards on that last one. A couple, 3 extra shots at it, you're going to score.
So Coach Noel having a word with his team here. Not how you want to come out of the locker room right off the bat.
He may have to put David Simon in sooner than he wanted to. Because right now the Dons just aren't playing good interior defense. Every point for the Black Bears has come on the inside.
Flavin the big man with a couple of them. Turnover out at the top, going the other way.
Just watch this one. Jason Malone, I don't know what he was thinking. It was almost like he was trying to make a pass. If we're going to get a look at this one. Looks like he's trying to make a pass inside of Butler and then just didn't make it aggressively enough.
Reed just went up, snatched it away, and then
here come the Black Bears going right to the glass. Had the advantage, had the numbers.
So they get the first 6 points here in the half.
This is like coming out of the locker room down 10.
Right.
Here's that press again.
Forcing it up. Dons break it this time. Carruthers, little dump off looking for Butler. Carruthers got it back.
Maybe should have put that one up.
And a little bump on the baseline.
Yeah, a little hold there by number 32, Joe Campbell. We got a lot of Campbells.
Campbells and Quintons and a couple of European names in that lineup tonight, making us think about it a little before we...
I'm sticking with Abba.
That sounds like your musical preference anyway.
If he were going to make a good play, I could say Mamma Mia, which features, of course, the music of Abba.
We'll keep an eye out for that. And another steal. Turner, a little behind the back dribble. They got the numbers. Campbell got it. It's a dozen points now is the lead.
Bo Bauer lucky not to be called for a foul on that one. Could have been a 3-point play. I think Doug Noel would like to take another timeout, but he doesn't want to take him back-to-back. That press taking its toll just a bit right now.
Carruthers, a much-needed shot there.
Q having a good game offensively, 6 points.
Back to a 10-point margin. Takes the Dons just a couple and a half minutes, but Maine spots 8 points before IPFW can score. 3 no good by Reed.
That was a quick 3, too.
Hasn't quite found his shooting touch yet tonight. He is the Bears' top shooter, but nothing big from outside here this evening. Another deflection and another steal.
All of a sudden, the Dons, after not turning it over in the first half, are turnover happy to start the second half.
They get a break there, though, as Reed throws it away.
Dons had 3 turnovers in the first 20 minutes. They have 3 turnovers in less than 3 minutes in the second half.
So there's Simon coming back in. Not quite 3 minutes into the half. As Randy mentioned, probably sooner than Coach Knoll wanted to.
Getting a little more size in there because he came in for a guard, Jason Malone.
So that'll even things up on the front line a little more. Man, another steal. Turner has the hot hand here to start the second half, takes it all the way. Fouled as he goes up.
Butler trying to make up, Carruthers trying to make up for the turnover and block the shot, and he drew the foul instead.
So to the line will go Ernest Turner, 6'2" junior. He's from Camden, New Jersey. Sat out last year after transferring from UNLV.
Can you imagine two climates being more different than Maine and Las Vegas? And I mean that more in just the temperature.
I'm guessing he didn't transfer because of the weather.
So he's from New Jersey. There you see the bad turnover. Now Butler's going to try for the block. And he definitely got him with his arm. Here comes the spark plug, though. Andrew Bourne, freshman out of Carroll High School. He's provided a nice spark in a couple of games. Maybe he can do that tonight.
Got a couple of minutes in the first half, and another break for the Dons. 0 for 2 on that trip for Turner. So 10 points.
That's a huge break.
To make up. 68% free throw shooter going 0 for 2 there. Hawkins, 3. Got it. Big shot.
What? That's almost a 5-point swing right there. The two you think they're going to get and they don't, and you come up with a bonus 3 at the other.
See if the Dons can show a little spunk here in the second half after going down double figures. Back inside. Can't come up with it. Bauer
Simon might have got away with his 4th foul there. I think he pushed him just a hair.
Close call. Bauer in. Shot fake. Swatted from behind. Flavin getting a hand on it there.
This is a pretty physical game tonight. The refs not calling everything, but you have to call. If you called every foul, they would just be a free throw contest every game.
We'd be here till about 10:30.
And bored.
Back into Simon. He'll spot up. No good. Another rebound. Butler, good aggressive play on the floor, and he got the timeout.
Nice play by Quentin Butler. That was 1 against 2, and he got the ball. 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here with you. The Dons, again, could have been down 12 easily right now. It looked like they were going to be, and they cut it to 7. It doesn't sound great, but...
And they're going to get a second chance on this possession.
Right. David Simon with that last shot, maybe a bit of a force taking it from the outside. And not so much that he's taking outside shots, because his outside shot isn't that bad, but when you're as big as David Simon is, you really don't need to take a lot of fadeaway shots, and he was fading away on that one. Just go up strong with it.
Well, as we've seen, these Maine post players, they want to bump and grind down there. If he would want to take and back it in, there'd be pretty ample opportunity there to get a couple of fouls on those big guys and earn yourself some free throw attempts.
And as we spoke about in the first half, when you're inside that free throw line, the Bears will bite on the pump fake. Maybe Simon just needs to do a little pump fake, try to draw the foul, and maybe you can get a 3-point play. A couple of 3-point plays will turn the game around in a hurry.
Be careful getting a 250-pound man off his feet down underneath there. That's an accident waiting to happen. So fresh shot clock for IPFW. Hawkins, a little mental mistake there.
Went up, didn't get rid of the ball. That's why the coaches don't like you to jump unless you're shooting or going for a rebound.
So nothing comes out of that timeout. Still just a 7-point margin, though. The Dons able to answer after Maine scored the first 8 here in the second half. 41-34. Just got
staying in the man. Almost looked like they were going to play a little 2-3 zone there.
Bruff in the post misses. So Maine's offense looks out of sync. They got a couple of those baskets early on transition, couple off the defense. Haven't done anything in the half court. Simon all alone. There's that shot fake. Up. Are they going to count it? Yes, they are. And
NBA,
one.
baby. That was continuation.
Get a little smile from the official, too, as he comes to the scorer's table here. So
Simon with the head fake.
So that cuts it to a 5-point margin. That's going to get us to our first timeout here in the second half. 15-48. First 8 points go to Maine. The next 7 go to the Dons. 5-point contest. Back with a free throw after this break. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
You in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have a program that covers politics, new technology, and curing the blues. We'll learn who the real winners and losers were in the 2004 elections, how a new technology is allowing a local filmmaker to preserve her heritage, and how to recognize the signs of those holiday blues. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Look at David Simon. Looked like he had the wide open dunk. He's going to go up with the little head fake. There's the foul. You know, he actually was started. He was off his feet, and that's why the officials counted the basket. Now we'll try to complete the three-point play. Ooh, in and out.
Halfway down on that one, can't get it. So Simon with 7 points. The margin down to 5. Don's making a run here. They've held Maine scoreless for the last almost 3 minutes after a fast start to this second half.
Really been a game of spurts tonight, Brad.
Both teams have made a run in each half now. Turner trying to make some room, 15 to shoot.
Neither team can generate consistent offense. They'll play well for about 3 or 4 minutes, and the other team's defense just starts clamping down, and that defense will create offense.
Flavin for 3, not the shot we expect out of him.
Shot clock was about to go.
So the Dons, chance to get it down to 1 possession here. Simon to the hole, right hand, and a tip in. Butler, oh, they're going to call offensive.
Goaltending.
Oh, tough one there.
They're saying the ball was on the rim. That was awfully close. It looked like it was bouncing up, bouncing off, and a lot of times if the ball is just off the rim, they'll give it to you. They're not supposed to if it's in the cylinder, and that one was really, really close.
So tough break there. Could have been down to a 3-point game. Coach Knoll very disappointed with that call. Thought his team had a good 2 points on that one.
And that one was so hard to tell. It was one of those that was hanging there, hanging there. You couldn't tell if it was going to go in, fall off the rim. So Butler did what he's taught to do.
So let's see if this swings momentum back one way or another. Turner with it. Markwood in the corner, drives baseline, up and under, short on the layup attempt. Butler clears it out.
Yeah, Butler's held his ground again. Good position defense, forcing the tough shot.
Jason Malone, the drive, the dish, tipped up, nobody home.
This is trouble.
Back the other way, Markwood all alone for the easy deuce.
Malone actually made a nice play there. It looked like he had Simon and Butler both wide open, and like each guy thought the other guy was going to grab the ball.
So Maine, after almost 4 minutes of a scoreless drought, goes back up by 7. Jason Malone taking a look this time.
Look for the Dons to go inside and do another shot fake.
Butler hits it from 16.
13 points, and that shot was about 13 feet in the air.
Rainbow deuce there. The teams trade hoops. After that, a steal. Carruthers out ahead. Get up and get down for the deuce.
If there wasn't a guy close behind him, we would have seen a highlight there.
Cuts it to a 3-point game, so IPFW answers here in the second half. And now, for the first time tonight, the crowd comes alive.
I was just about to say that, Karnak.
Flavin against Simon. Simon with 3 fouls, holds his ground there, 15 to shoot.
You know, Simon with the 3 fouls is almost playing better defense because he's being very wary of everything.
Turner on the drive, took an extra step.
13 turnovers now on the Black Bears. They're right on pace for their 19 a game. David Simon, though, Brad, he's really holding his ground now. He's not being overly aggressive on defense. He's playing position defense, and he hasn't picked up his 4th foul. That's great news for IPFW.
Jason Malone working against Markwood. Hard to the basket, too hard on the shot. Simon up on the rim, loose ball. Carruthers ran it down, and Butler ends up with it. Another chance.
Don's being much more aggressive on the loose balls this half.
Fake by Carruthers in a drive, little bump from Turner.
Then Carruthers tried to take it inside, and he got bumped again because, you know what, Flavin was saying, no, you're not going to throw a shot in here just for practice. I'm not going to let you.
So everybody coming alive now. We played the first 27 minutes of this game kind of ho-hum.
Yeah, now we're getting almost, we're in the Coliseum. We are getting a little hockey kind of flavor here.
Yeah, you're feeling it. You're waiting for maybe Coach Puhalski to come out and call a couple plays. Carruthers gets it, 1 point game.
It hasn't, this is as close as Dons have been since the first couple of minutes.
Dons trailed by 2 with 4 minutes to go. What an answer, though. Reed for 3.
The quick 3 again. I believe that's his first 3 of the night. Their best 3-point shooter, 1 out of 4.
He had been very quiet tonight, but nails that one, and it quickly goes back to 4 points. And now looks like a 2-3 zone from Maine on the defense.
That was a big 3. That really was, because the Dons had all the momentum going.
Hawkins trying to answer. Got it! Justin Hawkins.
And I can hear that crowd again.
So the teams trade big 3s, and it goes back to a 1-point margin.
I thought Reed might fire it again. That was almost the same spot where we just had. Look at the carry, and they don't call it.
Oh, stripped away. Jason Malone comes up with it. Flavin hits the deck.
Dons have the advantage, 5-on-4, because Flavin's on the floor. Get it to Simon.
Oh, Hawkins was looking for Butler. Back the other way. Markwood goes to the baseline. Kick out. Reed, 3, no. Rebound. Campbell in the lane, on the floor, and Butler gets it away.
Seems like almost every loose ball this half the Dons have gotten it. Boy, they really had a little break going there with the 5-on-4, and Simon was the free man because his man was still back.
Dons, chance to take their first lead since 2-zip.
That's a long time ago.
Carruthers, he'll take it, up, left hand, no, off the back rim. Simon swatted it away, but couldn't get it. Good look. Timeout for Maine, and they will take a full timeout. So we'll do the same. 11:29 to go here in the second half. It's a 1-point game. Back with more after this. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, president of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
Okay, back to game action out of the timeout. Bears missed a 3. Bauer in the lane. Gets the roll, and the Dons take the lead.
And that's another one of those kind of shots, Brad, where you didn't shoot it that well. It hits the front rim, but it rolls over for you like on the little step ladder kind of thing. That can get you going. Bauer picking it up a little. Now he's up to 7 points. Dons with nice balanced scoring this evening.
So just our second lead change. We had a couple of ties early at 2-2 and at 6-6, but then the Bears made a run as they did here to start the second half. But the Dons now, how about an 18-5 run over the last 7.5 minutes? 3, Bruff, miss. Butler had it, fouled by Campbell.
And look at Quentin Butler. His offense coming alive tonight, 13 points, and that was his 8th rebound.
Very impressive night for Butler. Picking up a little of the slack with Simon in foul trouble.
But he and David Simon aren't getting in each other's ways tonight. You know, that's happened a lot early on, but they haven't been able to practice much.
So another timeout now for us. 10:33 on the second half clock. Dons with the lead at 47-46. We're back to the Coliseum after this. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils?
We only ask that you do your best. I made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have a program that covers politics, new technology, and curing the blues. We'll learn who the real winners and losers were in the 2004 elections, how a new technology is allowing a local filmmaker to preserve her heritage, and how to recognize the signs of those holiday blues. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Lead 47-46. Brad Brown and Randy Shipman here with you. We're in for looks to be a good 10 minutes down the stretch here.
Brad, we talked about how the Dons really needed to pick up the shooting after hitting only 30% of their shots in the first half. How about 8 out of 18 in the second half, right around 45%.
Bauer 3, wide left. Rough shot there as he was kind of fading to his left.
Yeah, he forced that one a little.
So Maine, let's see what they do after the timeout. Check the lineups real quick. Jason Malone, Bo Bauer, Justin Hawkins, Carruthers, and Simon out there for the Dons.
Dons with only 9 players dressed for this game tonight. Pete Campbell, who's been shooting the ball very well, has a bad finger. He got hurt at Bowling Green the other night, and also Byron Malone suspended for 1 game.
Another steal. Bauer, that's his 5th tonight.
16 turnovers for the Black Bears.
That's a number that Coach Knoll will like to see on the stat sheet.
Those 10 for the Dons, 7 in the second half. He doesn't like that part.
Most of those came in that run early here in the half. 13 to shoot. Simon, long jumper, that's short. Rebound ends up in the hands of Markwood.
Simon's taken 3 jumpers tonight, hasn't hit any of them.
Pretty effective inside where he usually wants to be. We're stuck here at 47-46 for a couple of minutes. Loose ball, Hawkins got it and gets fouled by the big man, Flavin.
Once again, can't stress it enough, textbook defense by David Simon. Not letting the man post him. He just reached right over without committing the foul because he had him covered like 3/4. He's right on the side and he can just get his hand in there. That was perfect.
5th team foul on the Bears. Just 1 on the Dons, so IPFW quickly approaching the bonus situation here.
I was going to say it might be a good idea for the Dons to feed Quentin Butler a little, but he's on the bench right now. He's really having a great game. 13 points, 8 rebounds.
Jason Malone took it in, had second thought. Bauer from 17 missed it.
Thought he got fouled.
Loose ball, who's it off? And it's going to Maine off of the Dons. Bauer looking for the call with the official on the far side there.
He can't understand why that one wasn't called.
Maine brings it up quickly. We go under 9 minutes.
Number 21, Reed, is their 3-point shooter. He hit one earlier. I thought he was going to take that one. That's the last points they've scored.
And there he is, 3 in the corner, and he got it.
He likes it from that side.
Right,
He's 2 out of
cue.
5 from the line now. Or excuse me, 2 out of 7. He missed a couple others. Butler getting ready to come back in on cue.
Reed has 8. The lead back to 2 for the Black Bears.
Both teams playing much better on the offensive end this half.
And a little more rhythm for both teams, even with the defense as strong as it's been. Jason Malone, can he answer? No from 3. Avaniami with the rebound.
Markwood was open, but couldn't get him the ball.
Turner trying to push it up, brings it back. Another little 1-4 set, gets ahead of Malone. Drives, found a seam, missed it though, could not convert. Bodies on the floor on the rebound. Hawkins ends up on the bottom of that pile.
He's always getting hit.
Comes up slowly from that one. Seems to be all right. They get Bauer coming in on top of all those guys. Was over the back. Just his first foul of the night. Butler back in.
Yeah, Quentin Butler, he's been the man tonight. 13 points, 8 rebounds. Quentin Carruthers also having a nice game with 10 points. It's the Q show. Between the two Qs, we've got 23 points.
Basically half of that 47 for the Dons. So pick a Q. It's been a good performance tonight. Mark with the drive, up and loose, tipped away, and Bauer, I don't know if he'll get credit for it, but he got another steal with the ball.
12 steals for the Dons, 18 turnovers for the Black Bears.
Very impressive number in the steals column. Carruthers pops out. He'll drive in from 15. No again. Rebound. Oh, it was up on the rim for a second there. Reed ends up with it.
3 or 4 guys had a shot at that rebound.
And Turner will take it on the drive. Flip with the left hand. Misses. He'll get a couple of free throws.
Good aggressive move, though. He's not shooting that well from the outside. Taking it inside. That's his game. Slash.
So he'll shoot a pair. First, we do have another timeout on the floor. 7:25 on the second half clock. Maine 49, IPFW 47. Back to the Coliseum after this. You're watching Mastodons basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Hi. I was wondering if you wanted to go out maybe or something, if you had time.
I can tell by your excitable behavior and verbal faux pas that you have generalized anxiety with paranoid tendencies. It would never work.
Okay, thanks.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have a program that covers politics, new technology, and curing the blues. We'll learn who the real winners and losers were in the 2004 elections, how a new technology is allowing a local filmmaker to preserve her heritage, and how to recognize the signs of those holiday blues. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Some of the fans in attendance here tonight at the Coliseum, braving the elements to make their way in here. 7:25 to go. Maine up 2 and a couple free throws coming.
Yeah, Ernest Turner at the line, their leading scorer, right about 13 a game. He's a 68% free throw shooter, not too bad. Turner struggling tonight, only 7 points. But, sometimes that scares you. We've talked about this before when you have one of your best scorers who doesn't do much for a game, and all of a sudden it seems in the last 5 minutes, that's how they hit their average. By just going nuts out.
Well, we saw the game here, our last broadcast there on the 11th.
Tennessee Martin.
When the young man had 22 in the second half of that contest. That was absolutely the difference maker in that one. So the free throws put the margin back to 4.
On offense, I think the Dons have to look first to David Simon or Quentin Butler. They've got to go with one of the postmen. You know, Simon, as long as he stays inside, is doing very well. It's when he's taking the outside shots, that's what's hurt him tonight. But after that, I think you got to get the ball in Quentin Carruthers' hands. He's playing well, though. Yeah, he's out on the court right now. Bo Bauer not shooting it well at all tonight, 2 out of 10. And Malone, Jason Malone, 1 out of 7.
And Simon just 2 of 8. So long 3 for Bauer, misses. Butler got the rebound.
Butler just a rebound away from a double-double now.
Chance at it again here for the Dons. Bauer hung up a little bit. Butler, Simon's got a little position in there, taking a look.
Smart move, though. He didn't force the pass inside.
Still 18 on the shot clock. Bauer with it.
Trying to do the pick and roll with Simon.
A little trouble. Now Simon, he'll take it in. A little trouble with the dribble. Gets it back. Shot fake. Left hand in the roll.
I don't think that's the way that Doug Knoll drew up the play, but I think he's very happy with the result.
They'll take the 2 points. Simon with 9 now. And back to a 2-point margin.
Black Bears extending the offense, almost like they're running a little clock, though. You'd think it would be the Dons who'd want to shorten the game since they're basically playing with just 7 guys. 2 guys really not playing much at all tonight. They only have 9 dressed.
Steal number 13, Bauer can't hit. His shot is just off tonight. Coach Knoll looking for a foul down here.
And Bauer, you see how upset he is. I don't know if he's upset with himself the way he's shooting. I know that's part of it, but I think once again he thinks he was fouled on the play, and the refs just aren't calling it. If they haven't called it all night, chances are they're not going to call it now.
Not in the final 6 minutes here. Butler. Bauer again, back to Butler. The reach through by Avaniami. Bauer in, up and under. Can't get it inside on the rebound, foul. They're going to get Markwood with that one.
When Bauer took that one to the hoop, which was the right move to do since everybody else was out, it almost looked like he thought somebody else would be trailing him into the hoop, like he wanted to dish it, that he didn't really want to take that shot. He didn't have a great angle.
Team foul number 6 on the Bears. Don's on the inbound. Jason Malone in the corner, trying to find some space.
There's the guy you want with the ball right now. He's really having a good game, Carruthers.
Carruthers can create. They clear out the right side. He takes it in. Simon, another long jumper. That misses. Not the shot he wanted.
4 jumpers attempted, 4 jumpers missed for Simon.
Maine back the other way.
And they had plenty of time on the shot clock there.
Still had 20 seconds on that possession. Turner taking it in, lost it off the hip and out of bounds.
Yeah, that's turnover number 2-0.
Wow. They've added up in a hurry tonight.
That's a lot. That really is a lot. And amazingly, the Dons with 10 less turnovers, only 5 less rebounds. So the Dons have had plenty of possessions. They've taken 53 shots. That's a whole bunch of shots.
53 to 40 on the field goal attempt. So the Dons are getting the looks, just can't get them to fall. Butler
There's Simon.
Over the top, just too high. That's the play they wanted.
Butler had him, and he knew he was about 6 inches too high on that pass.
Simon got clear of the defender.
One of those two, though, Simon's still not 100% recovered from his knee surgery.
Sure.
That maybe in another month he's skying and he's getting that ball.
Down to our final 5 minutes. Markwood, Simon comes out to defend. Down to 15 on the shot clock.
We might have to ask the coach to sit down.
Right in front of us here. He's been pretty active here in the second half. Down to 7 on the shot. Markwood, little fadeaway off the glass and no. Simon another board. They take plenty of time that possession, but come up empty. The Dons another chance to tie or take the lead. Simon out on the post.
Double teamed.
Taking it in. Up and over. And got the roll. We're tied at 51.
Much more effective from 8 feet, isn't he?
That's the range that he's more apt to scoring in. Maine quickly goes back inside. Flavin spins, swatted away by Simon. Flavin looking for something. He comes up empty.
Simon hasn't committed a foul in the second half, and he didn't start the second half, but he came in within 3 minutes of the half, and so he's played most of it and hasn't committed another foul.
13 minutes, and got a feeling he'll get his money's worth whenever he might finally get that 4th foul. As hard as they've been playing inside. They go back into Flavin again. Spins up and short. Got the rebound, though. Blocked. Simon got a hand on the second shot.
Might have got a hand on the arm, too.
Coach Woodward wanted a foul here, so he's starting to match Coach Knoll for emotion. Bauer at the top hits the 3.
See the difference that time, though? When he shot the ball, did you see the follow-through a la Reggie Miller?
And timeout. Maine quickly wants the break. They take a 30-second timeout. Timeout, Mastodons. 30-second for Coach Knoll and the Dons.
Bo Bauer, who has not shot the ball well at all tonight. He was 2 out of 13 before that one, and 0 for 3 from the 3, and he just nailed the 3. You know, Brad, I think the problem is he's been shooting it from too close to the line. That one he shot from about 22, 23 feet. I swear he seems to shoot the ball better the farther back that he is.
You mentioned that Utah State game. That's what he did that night. Those were bombs that he was raining out.
Those were unbelievable. Look where he's shooting the ball. He's
back.
At least 3 feet behind the line, but look at the follow through that time. When we talk earlier, we talk about gator arming the ball, you know, because alligators have them little short arms, and guys have a tendency not to follow through, to keep the arm close to the chest. They're not extending.
So 54 to 51. Dons rattle off 7 straight points.
Biggest lead of the night for the Dons.
That's right. Had the 2-zip lead early. They came back and got it at 47-46 a couple minutes ago, and now 54-51.
Maine just has like like the Black Bears look tired now. They're just sort of walking it up, just don't have a lot of enthusiasm. Maybe they're thinking about, that Christmas ham.
Maybe they're thinking about that trip back to Maine.
Can't be any worse, the weather, can it?
It was sunny here today.
Yeah.
All right. 13 on the shot clock.
Well, maybe they're upset because this is like an island paradise with only the 6 inches of snow and 30 degrees.
Down to 5. Loose ball out of bounds. And no, they're going to keep it down here.
Oh, they're going to say one of the Dons touched it just a little.
So 3:23 left. They'll take a timeout on the floor. We're going to take another break here as well. Dons with a 3-point lead. 3 on the shot clock when we come back. You're watching IPFW basketball on EPN Fort Wayne.
If she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, president of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
3:23 to go on the second half clock. Dons with a 3-point advantage. 3 on the shot clock here. Let's see what Maine does on the
Wide
inbound.
open underneath.
Quickie to Campbell, but can't come up with it. Bauer, another steal.
Quentin Butler was the one who got his hand in there. I think it was either Butler or Malone who just made a great play coming back.
And a heady play by Bauer. He had the traffic coming up behind him. He stops. Team foul number 7, and it's going to earn the Dons a 1-and-1.
Well, that looked like Maine was going to have an easy layup to cut the lead to 1, and all of a sudden the Dons get the quick turnover, get the foul, and it could expand the lead to 5.
Bauer, probably the guy you want on the line. He's found his stroke here in the second half. He had that big 3 before the timeout. Hits the freebie there.
Even though he struggled, especially from the field tonight, 3 out of 14, he's got 11 points, 4 out of 7 from the line.
Okay, 2 big free throws there. The margin is now 5.
Once again, you saw the nice extension on the shot. Release rotation.
9-0 run by the Dons. Big swing here with 3:10 to go. And a big defensive possession for IPFW.
Remember, if the Dons win tonight, it'll be their 4th win of the year. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that would be 1 more than the Dons had all last season.
Of course, that was kind of the goal early in the season here.
Psychologically, that's just huge.
10 to shoot. Turner taking a look. Reed comes out on the move. Quick 3, short. Rebound. Campbell got it. Swatted out by Simon. I think Butler got him on the body going up.
That's a break for the Dons, getting the call on Butler.
Just his second foul.
You don't want David Simon to pick up number 4 right now. I mean, you're in good shape with only 2:45 to go.
It's only the 4th team foul on IPFW, so they'll have a couple to give here if they need to down the stretch. Joe Campbell to the line for the first time tonight. Hits the freebie.
Don's trying to get that elusive 4th win, and it does mean a lot too. When you go home, it's nice to go home with the smile on your face for the holiday break and know that you're not going to come back and be running for about the next 4 hours when practice starts.
Always that mental game to play with a couple of days off. 4-point margin, 2.5 to go. Jason Malone, get it in. Simon underneath. Nothing doing there. A lot of contact. Looking for.
Yeah, you expect some kind of a call underneath there.
Now, one of the officials blows a whistle. The official out at the top blew the whistle. The official underneath isn't sure why. They're talking to Reed.
He either said something, or I thought for a second he was looking at him closely, maybe that he was bleeding. You know, if you're bleeding, you have to come out of the game.
Yeah, I think Reed got poked in the eye underneath there. They're making sure he was all right.
You like when the officials do that too, because, you know, yeah, you want to win the game, but somebody's health is a lot more important.
Yep. Reed's
Still
playing
just a game.
Reed's playing a solid second half here tonight. He's the guy they're going to be looking to hit a big shot.
He's hit a couple of threes.
Down the stretch. Bears down by 4. They're looking for Flavin again inside. He and Simon, that's been a great battle tonight. Turner on the drive. Fouled out top by Malone.
But that's one that doesn't hurt too much because it's only the 15th foul. Only the 3rd on Malone, so no free throws, and you're taking a little time off the clock. Right now, the clock is an ally for the Dons.
Fresh 35 on the shot clock. Markwood triggering over the top. See if they go back to him. They do in the corner. He takes the 3. Nope. That's off back iron.
32.
And they got the official out of the top. Made the call.
No question he was over the back. Fifth, he's gone.
And he'll be done very
That's
quickly.
why he was really upset.
Kind of a quiet 5 fouls here tonight. Joe Campbell, 3 points, 5 rebounds, 1 free throw. So not a lot of action here today. Fine foul.
You gotta like the musical selection here, a little happy. They get a minute till you have to put a substitute. Use this as a chance to have a free timeout.
Sure. Coach Noel. Bench with his team.
IPFW, you can't play the lead. They want this game to be over. 2:05 to go.
Lots of time left.
The Chief will be at the line. 13 points, 9 rebounds. Best game he's had in a month.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, they put Malone at the line. I thought it was, I saw the 2 and the 4, and I thought it was 42, but it's Jason Malone.
Jason Malone.
My faux pas.
Struggling here just a couple points tonight, but has had a great effort. You saw early struggling with that left hand taped up. Struggles on the free throw there as well. So Don's 14 of 20 from the line tonight. Not a bad number.
That's one you don't want to give away, though.
Could have used the 1 in bonus there. Under 2 minutes. 4 points the advantage.
Maine doesn't seem like it's in a hurry for a team trailing with less than 2 minutes to go.
And they get it into Flavin, though, and a good look and an easy 2. Flavin with 17 leads all scorers.
1 possession ball game. That's where that missed free throw really hurts. You want the lead to be at least, well, really 4. So if you commit a foul on a 3-point shot.
Sure. Minute and a half. 20 on the shot clock.
Look for the Dons to start running the offense, about 15 here.
Carruthers gets inside, shot fake, blocked. Flavin got it. And now here comes Turner. Over to Reed.
Might have wanted to pull that one back out. There was plenty of time.
Slipped in the corner, tipped out by Bauer.
Bauer trying to tip it off of Reed's leg there, caused the turnover, of which the Black Bears have committed 21 tonight. Only 11 for the Dons.
They'll have it in the corner now.
Got to be very cognizant of the 3-pointer here. You don't want to fall behind at this stage of the game.
Reed at the top. Now Turner. Jumper from 16 is short. Rebound for Bruff. Swatted away, but he got it back.
Nobody went up for the rebound. They all just stood there.
And open. Looking around. Reed for 3. Missed it.
That was the shot they wanted.
It was. They're going to get another look, though.
Yeah, Jason Malone with that bad wrist couldn't hold on to the basketball. He had the rebound.
In the corner, tied up. He got cornered there and had to call a timeout.
Come on, Simon, let's hustle.
Looks like Maine's going to take another 30-second break.
I think it's just a 30. No.
So they'll have it with 46.8 seconds on the game clock.
Okay, Brad, 30 seconds on the shot clock, 46.8 on the game clock. I say you want to get a shot off pretty quickly here, and here's why. If you can get the shot off in the next 5 or 6 seconds, if you miss, you don't have to foul. You will get the ball back. I mean, after that, if you run the clock, even if you tie it up, you give the Dons the last shot of the ball game.
The next foul will still be a 1 in bonus for IPFW.
Something that the coaches better be talking about with the players right now, knowing that, hey, if somebody's wide open, foul them.
So they've got that 1 to give with only 5 team fouls. Of course, you don't want to make that mistake of fouling somebody on a shot, particularly a 3 at this point.
I thought we might see Justin Hawkins come back in right now for Jason Malone just because of the hand injury.
So we'll see what Maine does here. Markwood will run it.
Definitely not in a hurry.
It's it over to Reed. He looks like he wants to shoot it. He got it off from 3. It's short. Rebound. Bauer gets it out of there. 30 seconds. Shot clock is off. They'll have to foul, and they do. And
Bauer, once again, looking, he's getting hacked. He's getting hacked. He's like, are they ever going to blow the whistle?
Bauer says if you could call it before the 4th foul, that would be ideal.
So it ran a little more time off the clock, but it did look like they were intentionally fouling him.
So the 9th team foul. That'll be 1-and-1 one more time for the Dons.
Bauer just hit his last 2, 5 out of 8. He missed his first couple, so he's probably the guy you want there right now. 4
Dons in double figures tonight. We talked about balanced scoring. They've done it. He gets it. Back to a 3-point margin. And a big free throw coming here.
Sometimes for a shooter, that light just comes back on. You're like, I know what I've been doing wrong.
Bauer hit that 3 with about 4 minutes to go, and he's taken off ever since. 2 for 2. Hawkins back in. He will replace Malone on the defensive end.
Was Coach Noel listening to the broadcast?
He's got the ear. Is that something that looks like an earpiece in there? 27.6. Dons up with 2 possessions.
Got to put a little pressure on the ball there. You don't want to let them pick up a couple of free seconds.
Markwood looks to the bench for the play.
No silly fouls here right now either. No silly fouls.
Little pick and roll. They get Bruff at the top. He drives up and got the roll. Cuts it to a 2-point game. 14.1 seconds and another 30-second timeout for Maine.
And should I hop on my soapbox now? One of the rules that I know I've told you this before that I just dislike about college basketball, I don't understand how you can make a basket, it's not your ball, and you call timeout. I just don't understand that. And I've talked to officials about it too, and they say, well, at that point, it's nobody's ball. I'm like, well, no, you made the basket, it's the other team's ball automatically.
Now, does that rank higher on your pet peeves than the jump ball possession rule or lower?
No, I think this is worse because I think this just makes the games too long at the end. This is worse. So don't get me started on the BCS because that's the worst of all.
That's a whole nother TV show there. We'd have to have another hour on UPN for that one. Absolutely. So 14.1, I believe Maine has 1 timeout left. And I think the Dons have a couple. We'll check that official total. So 1 timeout left for the Bears. It will be double bonus on the next Maine foul.
Right now you have to set a pick for the guy you want to shoot the free throws. And I would set a pick for Bo Bauer.
And they get it to him right there. He dribbles back into the corner and up and fouled by Reed. 11.9 on the clock.
He's the guy you want shooting it right now. That's what you got to do.
7 of 10 on the night.
No offense to the other guys, but they're looking to foul certain people. There are certain people you want shooting the ball.
Don 73% from the line on the night.
Which makes up for their 33% shooting from the floor, though they got a lot of shots, 57 shots, so they're getting rebounds.
Oh, and a friendly roll for Bauer.
He's up to 15 points.
High for the Dons tonight. Butler 13, Simon 11, and Carruthers 10. Good looking scoring line. Missed that one though. 3-point game as we go to the final 10 seconds.
Got to get up on him now.
Markwood kicks it out. Turner, 3. Got it to tie it. 4.8 seconds.
Boy, is this reminiscent of an IU game last night? It just they had 4 seconds to go and scored after it was a tie game.
So Maine takes their last 30-second timeout. But IPFW, length of the court and 4.8.
Oh, it's plenty of time.
Absolutely.
The 5 seconds is no problem.
See what Coach Noel can draw up. Hawkins will come back in.
You have a lot of options here, but it's going to depend on what kind of defense the Black Bears play. Now, if they're not pressuring the ball, one thing I've seen coaches do, which I like, you throw the ball as quickly as you can to half court, call a timeout again. Otherwise, a lot of guys will just have somebody dribble up one-on-one. I don't like when a guy dribbles up with only 5 seconds to go because you waste too much time dribbling. The ball goes a lot faster in the air.
Dons have the timeout to spare if they choose that strategy.
And the Black Bears can't afford to foul either because they're in the double bonus already. Any kind of foul, and the Dons get to shoot the ball.
Coach
from
Noel
the free throw line.
Breaking the huddle now. Maine out of timeouts. Coach and staff reminding the Bears of that.
I think we're going to see Carruthers or Bowers take this last shot.
It will be Hawkins. Trigger it in. He gets to work the baseline, and he'll heave it down to Simon. Top of the key. David's going to the basket. Left hand misses. Rebound, no. Carruthers up at the buzzer.
No foul.
No call, and we're going to overtime.
Don's got 2 good looks at it. They were looking for Bauer, but he was being double teamed, so they threw the long pass to Simon. He had a very good look.
So we'll take another timeout and get set for another 5 minutes of action here. 59 apiece on the board. Back to the Coliseum with the extra period after this. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils?
We only ask that you do your best. And made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have a program that covers politics, new technology, and curing the blues. We'll learn who the real winners and losers were in the 2004 elections, how a new technology is allowing a local filmmaker to preserve her heritage, and how to recognize the signs of those holiday blues. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Overtime, 5 minutes more basketball here. A little Christmas present, I suppose, here at the Coliseum, if you'd like. 59 apiece, and the Dons win the tip.
So this is the first one that got open from under the tree?
Yeah, you get to open that one early. Simon to the rack, going for the jam, is fouled.
I'm still amazed that he played virtually the entire second half. He came in with about 17 minutes to go in the second half without committing a foul.
Played all but maybe, about a minute of those 17.
Yeah.
Just a brief break, 1 point, I think. 2 free throws to start the overtime here for the Dons.
And the Dons had to get him in early in the second half because Maine was scoring at will inside.
Just to reset the game real quick, Maine led by 4 at the half. They came out, scored the first 8 of the second half, went up 12. Then the Dons went on a 13-2 run. Got within a point. They took the lead at 47-46. Dons actually went up 5 at 56-51, and then Maine hit that big 3 in the final 10 seconds to tie it up. They turn it over here.
I think he just hit Don in the head with the ball, though he was open.
Nobody home in a blue jersey over there. 22 turnovers.
Now, wait a second. Don is wearing a blue jersey,
yeah,
Brad.
I guess. A different royal blue versus navy blue. All right. Touche.
Ouch.
22 turnovers for the Black Bears now.
Well, we just learned that Don doesn't have good paws, though.
Yes, he needs to got to grab that. But 1 point Don's advantage. Bauer out there. And Reed on the defense.
Okay, he gets the Emmy of the night.
Bauer kind of sort of tossed an elbow, but Reed sold it.
Yeah.
Team foul number 6 on the Dons.
That was Rodman-esque.
Almost.
Oh, I'm down.
If he would have hit the floor, we would have given him the Dennis Rodman commemorative award for the night.
And I say Emmys because this is television. You know, it's only an Oscar for a film.
So Maine trying to take the lead here in the OT, and tipped by Simon and out.
Good hand by David Simon, and the Dons were in a bit of a trouble there because they had a mismatch. Simon was outside and Carruthers was inside with the big 6'10" Flatton.
15 on the shot clock, a minute gone here in the OT. Turner on the drive, blocked out of there. Butler got that one. And only 8 left on the shot clock.
Only thing on that would have been nice if he could have kept it in bounds and tipped it to a teammate.
Markwood inbounded again. They look underneath, go way out to Reed. He'll drive inside the arc and hit the shot. That was a nice one. Maine back up by a point.
He's warmed up a bit in the second half, made some key buckets.
Reed in double figures now with 10, 3 Black Bears, 4 Dons in double figures here tonight.
Yeah, the thing with the Black Bears, with the 17 points from Flavin, this from a guy, again, who averages 4.5 points a game. Sloppy turnover.
Turner out ahead, Malone on the defense, swatted away. Out of bounds. Jason Malone coming up with one there.
And Turner screaming about no call on that.
The officials have they've let him go on a lot of these plays that we've seen tonight underneath.
But they're calling it pretty much the same, both sides,
at both ends.
And they've called it consistently the entire game, and that's the main thing you want out of the refs.
So Maine trying to make it a 3 or 4 point game at this point.
Maine basically playing a 4-guard offense right now.
We've got the big man Flavin out there with those 4 guards. He's on the high pick and roll now. Markwood on the drive. No call there. And the tip in followed by Bruff. The Maine bench wanted the block. The IPFW bench wanted the charge.
Yeah, they thought Jason Malone had position there.
And no call either way.
Might need a timeout.
They will take a 30-second timeout. So Maine comes out with a little first couple of field goals here in the OT.
And 2 minutes into OT, all the Dons have to show on the offensive end is 1 free throw by David Simon. That's not going to cut it. Right now, you know Doug Knoll is drawing up a play. Whatever he has that works best, that's what you have to do right now. You're down by 3 points, a game that you were winning most of the way down the stretch. This would just be a horrible loss.
Dons were up 5 with about 2 minutes to go. They were up 4 in the final minute. And Maine hit a couple
3-pointer in the last 5 seconds.
Had a couple of big shots late, did the Black Bears, and got us to where we are here in the overtime. As Randy mentioned earlier, very streaky game all night long. Both teams making a run. Dons rattled off a 10-2 run in the first half. Maine rattled off a 10-4 run. Scored the first 8 points of the second half. And the
Ernest Turner, their leading scorer, who wasn't doing that much, hit the big 3-pointer. He hit the one that sent it to overtime.
Couple of big shots. He's got a dozen points. 8 players in double figures tonight, 4 for each team.
And remember, Maine shot, they were 50% at the half and were 80% early in the game, down to 44% now. The Dons at 32%. But we're under 30% for the first half. The Dons shooting 70% from the line. That's pretty much what saved them. That plus the 22 turnovers by Maine.
After that fast start by Maine from the field, it's been pretty much even on both sides of the court. Dons now trying to get a field goal on the board here in the OT.
Could be a high pick and roll. Could be looking down low for Simon.
Malone gets it. Oh, pass over the top. Markwood tipped it and comes up with it. And gets the timeout.
Malone has done that, trying to feed the ball to Simon, not throw. You have to make a quick decision. You either have to throw it right up, way up, or you have to fake a pass one way and come back the other way and bounce it into him.
So another timeout for Maine to keep possession of this one.
In fact, our producer, Bernie Lowmiller, just said that's the 3rd time that Malone has turned the ball over in that fashion.
So 2:41 left in the OT. We got the timeout here. We'll take an opportunity, if we can, to look ahead to our next telecast. Our next home game here for the Dons is coming up after a couple of road games. They go to Xavier on the 28th. They play at Marquette on the 2nd. Couple of rough games there. But back here at the Coliseum on January 5th. That's a Wednesday night. We're taking on Middle Tennessee State. And we'll have that at 8 p.m. tip-off. Pat Hoffman and Brad Knoll will have coverage of that one live here on UPN Fort Wayne.
Game 2 of a twin bill. Because it couldn't, well, it could be game 2 of it. You could have 3 games, sure. I guess. But ladies playing before that.
Women's games prior to that will be on College 56 for our folks watching on Comcast Cable, taking on Detroit Mercy. So folks get a chance either to come out to the Coliseum and watch a pair, or you can check them both out on the TV with live coverage. That's a week from Wednesday, January the 5th.
And we'd like to thank the folks at Comcast for providing the fiber line, so we're able to bring these broadcasts to you.
Get us hooked up here tonight. See the Comcast logo out there on the floor. Midway through the overtime period here.
Maine in slow motion right now. Do not adjust your sets.
They are be more than happy to run some clock right now. They're going to back it out. Turner's going to take as much of that 35 seconds, perhaps, as he can. We'll see. Reed's got a bit of an itchy trigger finger. He's liable to light it up quicker than any of them. Flavin.
I find that surprising because they just got on a little hot streak. Try to keep it going.
7 to shoot. Turner misses, short.
Bauer coming back to grab the rebound.
Another board. Bauer having a good night up and down his stat line.
Really picked it up in the second part of the second half.
5th rebound in the night. He's got about half a dozen steals, 15 points, and he's got the basketball, and he got caught up, and he turned it over. Nobody to help.
That's where you need to call a timeout. You get double teamed, you're in the corner. Possessions are so important at this point of the game. You just can't give the ball away. You have to call a timeout.
Bad time to go cold. Dons without a field goal here, 3 minutes through the overtime. Trail by 3. Chance for Maine to go up 2 possessions. They go inside, but Simon with quick hands gets a steal. How about 15 steals for the Dons now?
And almost every one of them is coming that same fashion, just
Simon
overplaying.
On the drive, and they're going to wave this one
off.
off.
I thought they were going to count that one. That was pretty similar to the one in the first half that they counted.
Almost. Driving this time. He was up underneath last time. 2 free throws nonetheless.
He just sort of floated. That was like young Muhammad Ali floating like a butterfly on that one, David Simon.
Got a nice little pop to his step. Simon to the line, 4 of 7 tonight, 12 points, 9 rebounds.
1 out of 2 his last time at the stripe to start the overtime. His 2 free throws, the only 2 points of the overtime.
It's that, so those free throws about 2.5 minutes apart. The only points here in the OT for the Dons. See if they get one more, and got it to fall.
And that's a big one because now it's a 1-point game because you have to think that Maine's not going to be taking 3-pointers. So even if Maine were to make a bucket or get a couple of free throws, the Dons would still be within 1 possession.
Minute and a half and under now. Black Bears with the advantage. Reed now, thought about the 3. Into the corner, Markwood got his defender off his feet from 15. He hits for 2. Chris Markwood with another big shot.
Plenty of time, a little over a minute.
Back to a 3-point advantage. Dons going inside to Simon. See if they work the high-low. Simon keeping it. Hook shot, no. Butler coming in underneath. They clear it out. Good save.
2-on-1.
On the run. Over to Turner, up and got it. Back
Dons
to
need a timeout.
A 5-point advantage. 50 seconds, 5-0 now. Dons going with it. Bauer 3, almost rimmed out. Simon the rebound. Follow-up good. 3-point game and a timeout now. 42.8.
That fast break basket could be the difference in this one. Maine being smart, though. A lot of teams would pull it out at that point, but when you have a 2-on-1, you should always try to take advantage of it, figuring even if you don't make the basket, you're going to get fouled. That was a very nice play by the Black Bears.
They ran it perfectly coming down the floor that time.
They spread it out with the 1 defender back. They just did exactly like the coaches teach you to do.
Turner converted after a quiet night for the most part. Ernest Turner, he hit that 3 to send us to overtime, and he's been very effective here. A couple of buckets in the extra frame.
1 break for the Dons right now, though, Brad, is because they scored quickly coming back this time. Down 3, but 42.8 seconds to go. That means the Dons don't have to commit a foul. The Black Bears have shown a tendency all night to turn the ball over. 23, in fact, they just turned one over David Simon with the steal. So the Dons don't have to foul. They're going to play for the steal because, hey, you just let the shot clock run out and you still have 7 seconds to make it. Look at David Simon, aggressive inside, grab the rebound, put it in. Black Bears may be fortunate to not commit a foul on the rebound and set up a 3-point play for Simon on that one.
So that was the last basket that cut it to 3 here. Our deficit currently at 67-64. Maine will have the basketball at the far end of the court, 42.8 seconds. Some of the fans hanging around for some extra hoops here tonight at the Coliseum. Kind of a ho-hum night for them for the first about 25 minutes of this game, and then the Dons made this run in the second half. They got fired up, everybody else got fired up, and we've had quite a ball game since.
Second half with some good ball, everybody thawed out from the freeze, and it's turned into a very good college basketball game.
A little more than 40 minutes here tonight. Let's see what develops in the final 30 seconds. Turner with it now. 20 on the shot clock still.
Dons might want to extend the defense a little, get Maine passing the ball. Again, Maine's been turning it over on the passes.
Down to 10.
Don't let them stand out there.
Markwood Gets the pick, takes it, keeps it. Trouble over there with Bauer. Now he drives. Flavin fakes the shot. 2 on the shot clock. Air ball. Shot clock violation in 7.4 seconds for IPFW.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. You know they got to shoot a 3. You have to think it's going to be Bo Bauer, maybe Justin Hawkins, but I think it's going to be Bauer.
Here comes Bauer.
See if Simon sets a high pick for him.
Come out, gets open, put it up. It's short. Rebound up, no good, and that's it.
They got the shot they wanted.
Bauer got a good look, but couldn't get it to fall, and Maine ties it up late to get it to overtime and wins it in the extra frame, 67-64. We'll take a timeout, total up the numbers from this one, and come back with our wrap-up at the Coliseum after this break. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, President of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have a program that covers politics, new technology, and curing the blues. We'll learn who the real winners and losers were in the 2004 elections, how a new technology is allowing a local filmmaker to preserve her heritage, and how to recognize the signs of those holiday blues. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Back here at Memorial Coliseum, overtime final, Maine 67, IPFW 64 as we get into our post-game wrap-up here. Brad Brown and Randy Schiffman here with you. Great contest there for the most part all night long. Both teams made some runs in the first half, back and forth in the second half, and then that late three-pointer by Turner sends us to the overtime, and that's where Maine was able to hit a couple of shots that they needed to get the win.
Heartbreaking way to lose at home, especially going into the Christmas break. You had the lead with the last, up 4 with a couple of minutes to go. You think you're going to get the win. Their leading scorer comes through with the big shot, sends it to overtime. The Dons just go cold. However, there are some positives the Dons can take out of this game. David Simon, another solid performance, 16 points, 10 rebounds. And Quentin Butler, his best game since David Simon's return, 13 points, 9 rebounds. Bo Bauer had 15, played very well in the second half in the overtime. And also Quentin Carruthers had 10 points. So the Dons got more scoring from more players tonight, something they've struggled with this season.
4 players in double figures for each team. The leading scorer overall was Flavin for Maine. He had 17 points and looked pretty good inside. We take a look at some of the stats from this contest, and when you look at the numbers from this, really outside of that field goal percentage number that is not good for IPFW, they make up for it on the free throws. Pretty much kind of an even game.
Yeah, and the biggest number, 23 turnovers for Maine, only 14 for the Dons, which really makes up for the difference in the rebounds. The Dons, 63 shots, though. You've got to make more than 32% of your shots, something they've just struggled with time and time and time again this season. And I was out at practice the other day, and I talked to Coach and a couple of the players. I'm like, what can you do to shoot better? And Coach said the first thing you have to do is to simply take better shots.
And they got some good looks as they made that run in the second half. They got some good shots inside, some good shots outside, hit a couple of big threes, had that run going there, and just a couple of little things late made the difference.
Right, but when we talk about taking the better shots, Bo Bauer, who was struggling early, maybe should have pulled back just a little, and David Simon, just a couple too many jumpers. He took 4 jumpers tonight, didn't hit any of them. When he was inside, he was incredibly effective.
Okay, so the Dons dropped to 3-9 on the season. Maine ups their record to 5-4 on the 2004-2005 campaign. We're taking another time out here and get our final wrap-up put together and put a wrap on this one from the Coliseum. 67 Maine, IPFW 64 in overtime. Our final segment after this timeout. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, president of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have a program that covers politics, new technology, and curing the blues. We'll learn who the real winners and losers were in the 2004 elections, how a new technology is allowing a local filmmaker to preserve her heritage, and how to recognize the signs of those holiday blues. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Final time at Memorial Coliseum, Maine 67, IPFW 64. Our final in overtime tonight. Brad Brown and Randy Schiffman back here. It gets no easier from here for the Dons. Going into the holiday break, I guess the one thing is that you get the little rest for Christmas. But as we take a look at these next set of games coming up, the first two right there on that schedule, at Xavier, at Marquette, those are two teams that very well could be, we say Sweet 16, maybe even better than that.
Those are two teams that you see in the NCAA tournament year in and year out. Again, Xavier's been good for the last 10, 15 years.
And
since Pete Gillen was there in Marquette.
Forever.
Travis Diener, one of the best guards in the country, plays for Marquette. And then Middle Tennessee State comes in here. But, yeah, this is one of those, if you can take this into the break, you go home and you just feel so much better, and you have a little more confidence, especially when you had the lead late at home when you fought back. You fought back, you played a great game, you made the run, you put them down, you held them down, and then you give up that three-pointer, which you know you can't give up the three-pointer. You have to overplay guys like that. Force them all inside. You know, guard them from behind, make them go inside.
And Maine with an 8-5 advantage in the overtime ends up with that 3-point margin of victory. That game on January 5th is a Wednesday night game at 8 p.m. here at the Coliseum. That'll be our next telecast here on UPN Fort Wayne. Coming up as the Dons take on Middle Tennessee State. Pat Hoffman and Brad Knoll will have that one for you here on Comcast, Cable 19, and Comcast 56 as well. And, of course, before that, for our viewers on Comcast 56, the women's basketball team will be in action taking on Detroit Mercy. So a double dip of action here at the Coliseum, and you can see all those on Comcast. And again, thanks to the folks at Comcast for all their help. You bet, for helping us out, getting us wired up here as we head into our Christmas holiday as well. So that's going to do it here tonight. Great effort, but just one shot and 3 points short.
Wish we could have brought you a little more Christmas cheer, but I'm sure everyone's going to have a great holiday anyway.
You bet. We hope everyone has a great weekend. We'll be back here in about a week and a half's time. For Randy Schiffman and our entire crew here at the Coliseum for UPN Fort Wayne, I'm Brad Brown. Thanks for joining us. Have a great holiday, a happy new year, and we'll see you back here.
See you next year.
Good night, everyone.
This telecast of IPFW Mastodon Basketball has been a production of IPFW Athletics in conjunction with UPN Fort Wayne.